Alright, what's up, y'all? We're back. Again, I'm laying down in bed. Had physical therapy yesterday. I kind of just got obliterated. That sounds so wrong, but I just can't move my legs or nothing. But so yeah, we're just kind of stuck in bed. I traded in bed this morning as well. This morning actually started off pretty well, and then I actually ended up blowing my account, so it ended off poorly. So, but yeah, I'll show you guys the trades I took today, and then I took a trade yesterday. I only took one trade yesterday. It was a quick little long, so I'll just give you a quick update of the trade and why I took it. So yesterday we had a bearish bias, so Thursday we had a bearish bias. So as you guys can see, market opened pre-market, right? We just started to dump. Oh, sorry, this is not the trade. There we go, that was the trade. Okay. So yesterday's trade was actually just a pretty quick trade. So yeah, again, pre-market dump, and then again market opened, right? And then we kind of dumped a little more. And then I was expecting a retracement back up into this fair value gap, and then I'm pretty sure yesterday we were tagging into this new week opening gap with this price in here on the 1 minute as it's shown here. So I entered long just because we had a quick inversion. I didn't expect it to go, any further down on the day. So I was kind of hoping for us to, as you guys can see here, kind of just go up, take out this liquidity that we have here on the 1 minute, as well as just fill in this gap in here and possibly take out this high, which, as you guys can see, we didn't take it yet. Later into this, later we did, but on the same day we didn't. But again, here, right, we have this dump down. This took out a bunch of liquidity here with this candlestick here. And then, again, yeah, just inversion gap. I front run the gap, so I entered. That basically means I entered before we got this move up. Then again, I'm lucky here that I kind of hit my TP before that, right? So I entered here on the inversion. I actually entered here on the tap of the 50% level, so consequent encroachment of the gap. TP was right here. As you guys can see, very lucky, right? We got tagged in here, 50% level of the gap, a little bit dumped down before, we had this big move up to take the TP, and then we dumped. So very lucky trade yesterday. I ended up making 1,000 on this trade, so again, very lucky. Again, here's a couple other trades we could have taken today, yesterday, right? We have the sweep of liquidity, just internal lows here, all right? All these lows, this low here as well. The market opened. Market open went down, right? And then we had this inversion of the market open gap, and then we had a first presented gap at 934, which ended up getting hit, and then we went up this hourly gap. So you could have entered off the inversion of the gap here, or with this candle, right? You could have entered on the fair value gap, or we also tagged the inversion again, so you could have put your entry, for example. Could have put your entry here, right, on the inversion of the gap. It's going to be a wide stop loss if you're going to stick to the rules of the stop loss. It's still 1-to-1, but it's just a wide stop loss. But for example, you could have put it under this fair value gap here, right, just to protect. Or we see, right, we have a lot of momentum going up, so we could have even made it a little bit shorter. So that's honestly just up to you and your risk, kind of your risk parameters. So I didn't take this trade. This would have been a good entry though. Just a wide stop loss, which is kind of scary. But other than that, it's nothing. As you guys can see later in hindsight, that we had this explosive move up into this hourly gap. You can see it's here on the 15 minute as well. This is marked out. This is the hourly gap. Sorry, this is not the hourly gap. Let me show you the. Here we go. Here's the hourly gap, right? So there was that. We could have caught that move in there, which would have been nice. Here we go. Here's the hourly gap, right? So there was that. We could have caught that move in there, which would have been nice. So there was that. We could have caught that move in there, which would have been nice. So there was that. We could have caught that move in there, which would have been nice. And again, we could have caught this short here. Right, we tagged the hourly gap. Pretty sure we tagged the 50% level of the gap. See, this is roughly the hourly gap. Yeah, 75% level of the gap. And then we ended up dumping. Here we could have entered off this inversion in here. Right, as soon as we inverse this candle here, we could have entered an inversion. Not really any fair value gaps to enter on, and then we could have took it to this low in here, as well as all the way price down here. I'm pretty sure there were some lows down here that we wanted to hit as well. So that would have been two nice trades from yesterday. Again, the one I took over here was pretty lucky. Here, right, you could have taken a long sweep liquidity, inversion of the gaps, right? Just as this is off just the 1 minute time frame as well. We're not looking at, you know, the 15 minute or the hourly. But again, sweep with these internal liquidities, inversion of the gap here, and then we kind of have displacement up, which we could have taken back up into the hourly gap, as well as these fair value gaps that we left in here in the 1 minute time frame. So that was another entry there. And looking at today, I took 3 trades today, or 4 trades today. Again, not the greatest, but that's okay. So we actually ended up taking this long in here. I front ran this gap in here, the inversion of the gap. So I entered when we reached about the 50% level. TP, original TP was right at the highs that it entered for 10 contracts. So right just below the highs. Stop loss, again, was very tight. I ended up getting out of the trade early. So I got out at about the top of this candle right here. This is about $600 right here, this TP. So I ended up hitting, sorry I didn't hit TP, but we ended up making $600 on this trade. Again, if we held it here, right, we would make a significant more. It would have been 1,000. And then, yeah, again, my goal is 1,000 a day. Right, I'm very aggressive on, you know, the combines and the evaluations of the combines. So my kind of philosophy is you either pass in 2 or 3 trades, maybe 4 trades, or you blow it in that many trades as well, right? I'm risking about 500 per trade. If I need to risk a little more, I will, but I'm very aggressive on the combines just to save, you know, the mental, not capacity, but you guys understand what I'm saying, mental hardness, something like that, right? So I don't want to spend all my time on these combines. I want to pass the combine and then save that mental stuff for the funded. So again, right, so this was a nice long. Right, we have a couple shorts in here. Again, you guys could have longed it in here as well, right? We have a bullish buys for Friday. And then let me show you guys actually what I noted on the daily, which was huge. On the daily time frame, you guys can see here, if I zoom in, we got a suspension block, right? So I have it graded there, but suspension block again, volume imbalance on both sides of the candles. Again, we mark it out, and I wanted us to hit the suspension block. So that was kind of the drawn liquidity, as well as this high that we put in yesterday, right? So that's kind of the draws. Right, a quick image of the draws on liquidity for today. Then you guys can see we saw on the daily, but also on the 1 minute we actually did end up hitting it. And again, you guys could have longed. We had the first presented gap here. When we came back and tagged the first presented gap, you guys could have longed in there. And then we had, you know, another break of structure in here. You guys could have longed inversion of this gap, tag of this gap in here, right? We have another fair value gap in here that we ended up tagging, inversion of this gap right here with also this fair value gap, right? So you could have entered here. It give you another shot in here as well. So those are a couple nice entries. Just again, stop loss is going to be very wide, right? So 860 pretty much to 740. It's a very wide stop loss. So yeah, you could have put it at the low, but again, 60-point stop loss off 10 contracts is a little hefty. That's what, $600 ish, something like that. So that's a lot of, you know, size on the trade. So yeah, maybe I'm rambling on again, but here, right, first trade of the day there, then ended up taking a short in here. I ended up getting stopped out. Then we actually took 2 longs in here, right? So I took a long off this. I was in here. I think it was roughly about right here. And again, TP at these highs up here. Stop loss below lows. And you guys can see, right? We ended up getting stopped out. If our stop was here, that would have been nice. But again, what's that? 800 to it's 100 tick stop loss. So in here we kept it at about, again here alone was 60, so this was half the amount I lost. This is 20 contracts, so I lost about 1200 on this trade, and then the next trade I lost about another 1000. That's what I ended up losing on the day. So there was that long, and then I actually took another long in the same area. I think it was somewhere in here, right? I don't exactly remember where. And I could look, but you guys saw the proof. My account's blown, so I ended up taking another long in here, and then getting stopped out before again we move up to take the areas of liquidity that I wanted to tag. So again, today actually wasn't a horrible day. Just kind of the risk management aspect of today, right? Instead of using, maybe I should have stopped after this first trade of 600 or held it to TP, right? That would have hit 1000. Then I definitely would have been done. But a couple things to learn and note, right? Try not to take that many trades, right? We took this first trade, made about 600 bucks. Should have just stopped there, then that would have been fine. But again, as you guys can see, I didn't. I ended up taking this long. Stopped out, right? Risk management. Entered for 10, then entered for 10 more, and ended up being 20. That's why I got stopped out for 1200. So it's just the small things like that, right? Risk management, being up on the day and kind of just paying myself and calling it a day. So those are a couple things that we could have learned on today, and that, obviously we should know as a trader. So, but with that saying, right, we know I don't know if you guys got the email notification, but I don't know what Top Step is doing. Their Instagram is crazy. They deleted all their posts. Now they got, I don't know what the hell they're doing, ski and candlesticks on their posts. Now you have the option to do consistency payouts, right? And they're raising the price of their combines from 89 bucks to 100 and I think it was like 110 bucks of the no activation fee. So I don't know, like, no shade on Top Step, but they should have just kept it with what they're doing with the $89 combine fee, no activation. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go to Lucid Trading. I don't know if you guys know PJ Trades, but yeah, I kind of like him as a trader, so I'm gonna use his code on Lucid, which gives 40% off. And then since I'm a new trader on Lucid, they give an additional 10, so it's 50% of the entire challenge account, no activation fee as well. I should just show you guys. So here we have Lucid Flex is the one I'm gonna get. 50k eval. It's the same rules as Top Step. Reset fee, right? Profit target, loss, and a day drawdown. No daily loss limit. Consistency to pass. Funded rules, pretty much the same as Top Step, right? 5 days of 150. 2k loss. Scaling. I don't know what scaling plan is, but we have a scaling plan. No fee, right? And then it's one more payout to live, but that's not a big deal, right? So that's a good, it's basically Top Step, just now we got to try with Tradeovate. So like here, I kind of got to get used to Tradeovate now, because I got used to Top Step. So let's see how that goes on Monday. I hope Tradeovate is nice to me though. So far I've spent like the past 30 minutes trying to figure out Tradeovate and set up my charts and stuff. So, but yeah, other than that, I'm excited to be with Lucid again now. And we got that next week trading too. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If it helped you guys out in any way, I know it's quick, I didn't really explain much, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Peace.